The political countdown is well and truly on now to the election on March the 28th. It'll be the first time that both Mike Baird and Luke Foley will seek election as Premier. Mike Baird's been in the job for almost a year, but Luke Foley has only been Labor leader since January. After last night's look at the Premier, tonight we profile Luke Foley. State political reporter Bridget Glanville.
With only 2 months in the job, recognition factor means everything.
Luke Foley. Hey mate, how are you?
But acknowledgements like this are few and far between. At his weekly grocery shop at Flemington Markets, he's still just one of the crowd.
I saw in the news your infrastructure plan.
Did you?
Yeah, a mixed bag, mixed reception.
Yeah, the TV's treated it pretty well. The newspapers weren't too keen.
Yeah.
Stepping down from the upper house to contest the seat of Auburn, pressing the flesh with voters is a new experience for Luke Foley.
It's a big fight. I'm the underdog, I understand that. But I'll relish the battle of ideas, two very different plans for the future of our state.
Like his opponent, Luke Foley's day begins before sunrise with a phone hookup and a morning jog. The 44-year-old grew up on Sydney's North Shore with his sister and mother. His father left when he was 8. He was the first in his family to go to university and the first to enter politics.
I grew up in the 80s, the Hawke and Keating governments, Neville Rand's government. I guess in my formative years I looked up to them, the reforms they were making.
But if this minister...
After university, Luke Foley worked for the unions, then entered politics. There's been criticism that he's just another product of the Sussex Street machine.
Well, I've done a range of things. I worked for the Guide Dogs Association to put myself through university, and then when I was a union rep I was working with genuinely the lowest paid workers in our society, 80% of them women.
Bye gang.
Luke Foley and his wife Adele McKenna have 3 children, Aoife, Neve and Patrick.
I think I'm an ordinary bloke, live in the suburbs, married with 3 young children, trying to juggle a busy job with the demands of a young family.
Labor was almost wiped off the political map last election. Corruption scandals and leadership changes have dogged the party for years. Luke Foley says he won't be beholden to the factions.
Well, I've been my own person all my life, all of my years in the Labor Party, and, you know, I've stood up against corruption wherever it's occurred.
How you going? Luke Foley.
Traditionally from the left, but a devout Catholic, he broke ranks when he voted against gay marriage. When he became leader, he changed his mind.
My faith is private, but it's not something I hide. It's part of who I am. It explains a little bit about me, but it's certainly not the whole story.
These days he's blazoned across billboards on Sydney's motorways. But coverage in his early days as leader centred around his admission he'd twice been caught drink driving.
People make mistakes in life and people learn from their mistakes. I've certainly learnt from my mistakes.
I'm Luke. How are you?
For now, he's on the campaign trail. A new part of the job, but one he'll have to get used to. Bridget Glanville, ABC News.